Well, let's get these motherfucking snakes off my
We're
motherfucking
not
plane.
picking snakes on the plane first.
Wrong answer.
This is Certified Bad Takes. 4 friends hanging out together doing drafts and sometimes rankings. I'm Axel. We got Ben on the top right. We got Karsten on the bottom left. And we got Eric on the bottom right. If you've watched previous videos, you'll know that that's pretty much the crew that's here all the time. I had a question for all 3 of you to start this wonderful video. And what is your hottest of hot takes that you have today for any media, Ben?
I don't know if it's considered a hot take, but we'll say pop is a garbage music genre and metal is underappreciated. So I probably just lost you half your viewer count there.
I would imagine
That's
most.
crazy.
And Oblivion is also the best the best Bethesda game. There will be no discussions.
Karsten, what's your hottest hot take?
Let's see. Hottest hot take. Mario Kart is worth probably $100, not $80, and Nintendo could charge more for that game. Yeah. For what
Mario
they are,
Kart slaps.
yeah, what they are
Guy's
doing.
about to get crucified.
Bring it. For what they're doing and for how much content is going to be in that game and how they tend to support Mario Kart games, $100 is not too much to ask.
All right, moving on then.
Eric, you are not allowed to use Halo sucks because you've already said this garbage and
Fine.
you can't have it a second time.
First thing, top of your head. What is it? Doesn't matter.
I mean, the only thing my brain is focused on right now is not playing any of these Bethesda games, which means they're probably pretty overrated.
Okay, well, that's the fucking hot take. All right, so that was Hot Take Corner. I'm going to spin the wheel. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Send it.
That is what I preferred, so I'm okay with that.
What is it?
We are doing an MCU tier ranking.
MCU tiering. Okay.
Okay.
It is in order of release, and I know some of you are going to want to do some wild shit for ranking. I'm going to spin the wheel to see who gets first, second, third, fourth. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's not going to be an S draft. So whoever's 1 is going to get Iron Man, whoever's 2 is going to get Hulk, whoever's 3 is going to get Iron Man 2, whoever's 4 is going to get Captain America, and then back to first Thor, Avengers, and blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense to everyone? Everybody is going to be handed 2 lower or higher. What that means is when somebody picks a movie that you disagree on where it is ranked, you can use one of your wild cards to move the movie up 1 or down 1. You get 2 of them for the entirety of the game. You can use both of them on the same movie. Multiple people can use multiple of them on the same movie. Does everybody understand what that means?
Yep. So that means if I put higher and somebody demands it be lower, we can both burn it, but it just means...
Yeah.
But that also means
it doesn't move at all.
That also means if I put Hulk in S and somebody goes, no, I'm going to use both of mine to lower it down to B, somebody else can also be like, I'm going to lower it down to D, actually, and burn 4 of them to lower a movie down 4.
Yeah.
But everybody gets 2 of them, so, be smart about where you're putting your stuff. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to spin the wheel to see who gets Iron Man 1. The first person to put Iron Man 1 on the board is going to be Benjamin.
Oh, hell yeah.
Were you insinuating that I lost another spin?
Yes. The second person who will be putting Incredible Hulk on the board is me.
Just say Carson's third already and get it over with.
It's clearly going to be you. You're due.
It is not. It's not. It's
You're
never
very
me.
due.
It's never me.
Oh my God, it's Karsten.
Of course it's Karsten. We all knew it was Karsten.
Well, put that man in the dirt.
All right, and I'll spin the wheel one last time, so Eric wins the wheel spin.
Yeah. Somehow just doesn't even spin on my name. Just falls off the
Oh,
Right
God.
on the line.
It was Carl Bot
crashes
again.
the computer. Carl Pot! That bastard stole my spot again!
All right. So the first movie and the first pick is going to be Ben. You got Iron Man 1. Where would you like it placed?
There is nowhere else to put it other than S tier. It is the one that started it all. It is one of the best Marvel movies. It single-handedly launched 33, 4, whatever other movies because of its success. It belongs in S tier.
I would say as an individual movie, it probably is either A or S, but because of what it did, it has to be put in S.
I'm perfectly happy with it being at S.
It
Okay.
also resurrected his career, Robert Downey
Oh, yeah.
Jr.
Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. I really actually enjoy that movie, but I really hate how Edward Norton reacted after the MCU started getting traction. So I'm actually going to put Incredible Hulk at C. Okay, so anybody want to move it up or down?
No, I'm fine with that. Ish.
All right, Karsten, you are next with Iron Man Dose.
It's an A. I know some people don't like this flick.
Oh shit.
It's an A. It's absolutely a great movie. It is absolutely the movie that sets up for Avengers. And there's always a movie every phase that has to get sacrificed in order to make sure that the Avengers film kind of works. And this was that film in this phase, and it's still a banger. And I will hear no slander. Fight me.
I'd call it a B, but I'll let it slide as A.
All right.
I'd be fine with either B or A. So
Eric.
Oh, trust me, I got some I'm going to put in the dumpster later.
Eric was the original Cap.
Wait, what? I should have Thor.
Nope, you have Captain America, the first soldier.
That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
No, that's right.
That's the correct order.
It's Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, then Cap. No, he's actually right. He's actually right. It is absolutely Thor next.
Is it Thor next? For real?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yes.
You get Thor.
I really like the Thor movie. I don't want to just rate them all super high though. So I'm trying to give like a realistic. I guess I'm gonna scale them on MCU movies and not just movies. Like, so as far as MCU movies go, I would put it at B.
At B, huh? Captain America, first soldier, first Avenger.
First Avenger.
And I will be Ben.
Because I know how good some of the ones coming up are, I struggle to put this one too high. To me, it's a good movie. It's not great. It's been eclipsed by a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna put it in B.
I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better than that, especially relative to when it came out. But
yeah, for sure.
The original Avengers, and it's my turn. I'm putting it at C.
Oh, what the fuck?
The original? Avengers?
Yup.
All right, get to defending. Get to defending.
No, it's my pick. I don't need to defend it. I think compared to all of the other Avengers movie, it's the second worst. I think that movie did not age well. I think Joss Whedon really didn't grow post Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he still writes women like he did in the late 90s. And I just don't think that movie holds up.
I'm gonna burn a point. That's got to go up at least one category.
Yeah,
That's got to have fucking absolutely not, dude.
I had a feeling.
I will give you that it's a very cheesy movie with some really weird and cringy moments, but it is still a good movie.
So KD burns his first point to move a movie up or down. Anybody else wants to use another one?
Give me that bump up too.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Wow,
you're out your fucking
that's
mind,
fucking
dude.
garbage. Holy fuck!
If it's any consolation, I'm not gonna put it in S tier.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm really thinking about burning both of mine to put it back down to C. But I won't. All right, Avengers at A, which I think is just nonsense. But you know, I got outvoted.
I mean, my man can be wrong.
We got Karsten on Iron Man Tress.
Man, it's a Shane Black film. It's a Christmas movie. You know anything about Shane Black? All his movies take place at Christmas. Man, it's tough because I think it's probably the best made Iron Man film.
The problem with it is it feels all over the place. It doesn't feel as fluid, I would say.
So that's where I'm putting it.
I'm looking at the rest of the movies. I'm like, okay, do I need to keep 2 for later movies?
I know I need to save at least one, but I really wanted to save both for later. But
I need to save both
Avengers
for
really
when
good.
Eric tries to like destroy Deadpool and any Deadpool movies to F.
Yeah, because they're garbage.
I mean, look.
I just don't think Iron Man 3 is a B. That movie is so disjointed. The story doesn't work. They took a character from a comic and just didn't do him any favor.
My argument here is that, like, if you look at what's still on this board, there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of room left to fall.
Yep.
Ben sold me on it. I'm not gonna use mine. Okay, Iron Man 3 in B. Then we've got Eric, who gets, I believe, a Thor. Thor: The Dark World.
Yep. This is another movie I liked the concept, but it felt very rushed and forced in certain spots. And also parts of their concept felt weak. I think it would have thrived with 30 more minutes on the movie. I think I'm gonna throw it in C.
I'm not gonna use my point here, but I think that's generous.
I think that's extremely generous.
I think that movie was close to an F.
I think that movie is an F.
I mean, I was being generous.
Because
I liked the movie and there were a lot of good parts of it, but it was disjointed and rushed. It was also one of the more fundamental problems with the movie. It was disjointed between its focuses, because they used it so much to implement the ether and establish the stones more effectively. And it took away from the Dark Elves a lot and split the movie in two. I understand that's what the Dark Elves were going for, but you didn't actually develop a lot of the backstory or setup for what the Dark Elves were doing or trying to do. It just felt rushed.
I just don't think it should be in C. I'm gonna use mine and lower it to D.
That's fair. I was tough between the two.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lower it to D.
Call them bumps.
Bumps. I like bumps. Bumps is good. All right. So Ben has 2 bumps left, and everybody else has 1. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So Eric put the Thor: The Dark World at C, and it got moved to D because of a bumping down from moi. That puts Ben on Captain America: Winter Soldier.
What?
This is another one where it's tough for me between. I'm trying to decide if I think it's overrated or not.
Ooh. Okay.
Because I can see a very, very strong argument for both S and A. It is a really good movie. The question is it good enough that it's worth S, or is it overhyped and belongs in A? And
do you want our opinion, or do you want to make the establishment?
if you got a take, I'll take an opinion.
I think it's a very good movie. I wouldn't personally put it in S tier. I would have gone with A if it was me. Just because it's a great movie. It tells a great story, and there's a lot of parts that are extremely good and develop characters very well. But it's not exhilarating.
That's interesting.
I think it's a much more. Go ahead.
Not counting Avengers, like any Avengers movie, because to me they're just in a league of their own. It's my third favorite MCU movie. I would absolutely put it in S, personally.
I'm with you.
I was leaning S, but I wasn't sure. I'll give it the S. We'll put her in S.
Fine.
I'm guessing nobody wants to use a bump on this. Like S or A, I think it deserves to be in either of them.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
That puts Karsten on Guardians of the Galaxy, the OG.
A. Really fun movie. Great soundtrack. Carried a little bit by that soundtrack, but
I mean, don't get me wrong, the soundtrack slaps, but I think that movie slaps even without the soundtrack.
I don't think it's quite an S, but it's a good flick.
I agree.
I would not have argued if you put it in S, but I'm fine with A.
Same.
Would you like to do anything about that?
No, I am fine with it in A tier personally. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is a very good movie. I could very easily see an argument for it being also an S tier movie, but do I want to fight about it? I don't know.
Age of Ultron is some bullshit. Again, it had to be sacrificed in order for Endgame and Infinity War to shine, but because of that motherfucker is going in the dirt tier. Put that shit in D.
D. Oh, that's fine.
D
I was gonna say if you
D
put
for
it in
dirt.
F, I might have.
D for dirt. Man.
Yep.
I would almost put that at F, but
I like if he'd put it at F, I might just I wouldn't have used my bump, but I would have at least had some things to say. But
there's some real
D is where I think it belongs.
There's some real F tiers coming up.
Better not be talking about my boy Ant-Man.
Well,
that guy
enough,
is going straight to the top.
You get Ant-Man as the next pick. So where would you like Ant-Man?
Didn't you hear him? Straight to the top.
I know. I'm deciding between the top and just under the top.
It's A for Ant-Man.
It might be.
I can't tell if he's being serious right now.
I think I got to go with A, because I think that movie is really fun. I think it's heavily carried by the actors. I think they're all phenomenal, but I think the main plot of the main villain and plot of the first one is a little less interesting than I would.
Okay, so Ant-Man at A. Anybody want to move that up or down?
Leave it.
I'm gonna take it that we're leaving it. Okay. Captain America: Civil War once again. Benjamin.
S tier.
Civil War S tier.
What?
It's the only non-Avengers movie to feel like it has that same level of grandiose and excitement to it.
That's because it's an Avengers movie without the title.
Yes, but also they did the humor and stuff in it was great. The action sequences were great. The way they introduced a lot of the characters was great. It's the first Marvel movie to have Spider-Man in it, and Spider-Man's my favorite hero. So that alone gives it a tier, I think, for me. It's a good movie. I could hear an argument for A very easily, but I'm going with my heart here. It was just a good time. I enjoyed Civil War.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to lower it. Karsten, are you lowering it?
No.
Then Eric, you're the one that brought up a
I know. I want to lower it, but I can't waste my thing. I couldn't move it down to where I want to move it even with my bum. Let's put it that way.
Where would you want to lower
He's
it?
over here like C
I
tier.
would put it in B tier. I think
That's
that
crazy.
movie is heavily overrated, and they absolutely butchered the character of Iron Man in it at every turn. I can't move it where I want it to, so it gets to stay there.
It's also been a little while since I've seen it, so maybe if I rewatched it, I might be like, "Oh no, it's not an S tier, it's an A tier." But I'm just going with my gut. I'm sticking with it, and if I'm wrong, then fuck everyone else.
I'm next, and it is Doctor Strange. It's fun, but that's really all I have to say about it. I don't think it really did anything for me. I'm putting it a B.
I have to save my point for something very important. So,
Yeah.
while I disagree with that, I think that movie's better than that.
Yeah.
That point's got to be saved.
I'm on the same boat as Karsten. I think it belongs in A, but I'm not wasting my point.
Somebody wants to move
Fair
it.
enough.
I'm bumping it to A.
Oh man!
Oh
Bump!
shit! God damn it! So we're all down to one.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I picked that. That means Carson is next with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't think I could tell you what the fuck happens in that movie.
Oh, I can tell you exactly.
Yeah,
what
I was
the
gonna
fuck
say I can tell you everything that happens in that movie.
Is that the one with his dad?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Where they go to the Living Planet. I think this is a very good movie. I mean, I think Marvel's on a heater. I think this is an A. They were on a heater during this time.
Oh, they sure were.
So they just so these movies are fucking great. So I don't think it's an S. I don't think it's an S, but I definitely think it's an A. And I think it's still a really solid watch. So yeah.
Is Mary Poppins cool? Yeah, he's cool. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
What? You look like Mary Poppins. Is he cool? Hell yeah, he's cool.
That is a good scene. All right, I'm good. I'm not using mine. Then we have next is Eric with Spider-Man: Homecoming, the first solo movie for Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember everything that happened.
It is the one with Vulture.
Right. Yeah. And they're dealing with the fallout of the Avengers.
He gets his suit taken away because he's not like taking care of it properly. And
yep, put it in A. Never really struck me as an S movie, but it's definitely very good.
Man, I want to bump that so bad, but I can't.
I really want to also.
Y'all have that movie at S?
You guys think it's a B movie?
No,
A or S.
S. I think
I know. I was joking.
I love that movie.
It's so good.
I knew Ben was going to want to bump into S. I'm surprised Karsten wanted to bump into S.
I think like they introduced him perfectly. They don't have to do an origin story. They get the comedy and sweet nature of Spider-Man absolutely right. The scene where Iron Man steps out the suit and starts acting like his dad sets up for like half of the ethos of crisis that happens in the two Avengers sequels. Like, no, that movie's an ass movie, dude. But I need my point.
KD or Ben, are y'all moving it up?
No, because I know what the fuck you're gonna do in the movie and the movie after next, and I have to fight for it. So
what movie?
Black Panther.
Why?
There's no way.
Why do you think I would?
If anyone
put Black Panther low,
I don't know, man. I can't risk it.
That's a weird.
If anyone puts that movie below A tier, immediately out of here.
But,
you know what? I'm gonna live risky. I'll use my second one. We'll bump it to S. We'll let the cards play out.
I don't think it's the best Spider-Man that's come out. I think it's a good one, but I don't think it's the best out of the 3 Spider-Man movies. 3? Is that correct?
There's only been 2.
No, there's
No,
definitely
there's
3.
Wait,
No Way Home was the third one.
Spider-Man: Homecoming. Far
And
From
then-
Home. Oh yeah,
Far From
their
Home.
actors are fuck.
Yeah, there's
Fuck, I'm
definitely
getting
3.
old.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh God!
Far From Home was the Mysterio one where they're on like their field trip, and then No Way Home was the one with Doctor Strange.
Homecoming goes from A to S.
Now I'm kind of thinking I want it back at A because the existence of the third one, and if that one's not an S tier, I want to be able to fight for that one.
Man,
now.
you see, that's the weird thing. I think the one with you know what? I'm not gonna. Where do you
I
want
mean,
it?
if you let
Do
me
you
take
want
it back, I'm good with it in A.
It's your call.
But we'll keep it in A because I want to be able to fight for the next one later if it doesn't belong where doesn't go where I think it belongs. Thor's me.
So
This
Thor
guy.
Ragnarok is Ben.
This is a really hard one too.
The first Taika Waititi movie in the MCU.
Yeah, it's weird. I've had a lot of almost all of mine so far have gone in S tier. And I'm right there with this one too, where it's like another S and A one. I could go either way. This was one of the most fun movies in the MCU, possibly even still like one of the most fun. It was one of the ones that I think got me the most hype when I was watching it. Like when the immigrant song kicks in and the scene at the end or whatever, like walking down the bridge and stuff, and like kind of finding his mojo again, basically, and kind of the lightning coming out. Like it's just so perfect.
It's a movie that I absolutely fucking loved the first time I saw it, and then every time I've seen it after, I liked it less.
You've convinced me. I'll go to A. I was right on the fence. It's such a fun movie that like that's why I went with A or went with S. But like, I'm trying to readjust my standards here so that we don't end up with too many in S. But
yeah, like it's super fun. There are a lot of really fun parts of the movie, but then you have to remember there are a lot of like just dead parts of that movie.
I will also say this: like you're saying too many in S. It's about to get rough here in about 4 movies. So this is why
it for
is
sure
the
is.
window for things to hit S.
Wait, what do you mean? There's a ton of good movies later on.
There's also a lot of really bad ones.
All right, Black Panther. I'm gonna hear nobody about it in honor of Chadwick Boseman. It's gonna be an ass. We'll not hear anything about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that movie was super good.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't have to get angry in here.
And honestly, Ryan Coogler doesn't miss. The director for Black Panther just hasn't missed since Black Panther, and every movie that he's made has been fucking phenomenal. And everybody should go see Sinners because Sinners is fucking amazing.
Can you believe that Black Panther has an audience score of 79%?
Yeah, it's called
that
racism.
Is bonkers to me.
It's called racism.
I mean, you might be onto something there.
Yeah,
it's the same reason why episode 3 of The Last of Us is ranked the lowest. It's called being a bigot.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie was super solid beginning to end. I think it just did a really good job everything it was trying to do.
Yep. No complaints.
Honestly, I have nothing else to say about it. The movie is great from beginning to end. The music is fucking phenomenal. The directing of it is amazing. Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan fucking absolutely kill it in their role.
B. Jordan's in the second one, right?
He's in the first one. He's
Killmonger.
Killmonger.
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought Killmonger was the second one, but now I'm.
He does show up again in the second one.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's. I don't want to say it's a perfect movie, but like when it comes to a superhero movie, it's about as get.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit offended that Katie thought I was going to fucking put it anywhere else but S.
I thought you were gonna put it like B, and I was like, nah, man, it's at least gotta be an A.
No, it's an S.
Nah.
I would not have taken anything less than A.
Lower than A at any point.
Yeah, no, it's an S movie every day of the week. It's a movie that aged well too.
Yeah.
Granted, it's only been like 7 years, but like
Is Killmonger in the second one?
No,
I think he's like in a flashback
he
or
dies,
something.
so he can't be.
I don't know why I thought he showed up in that one.
He might
But I
be
don't see him in the cast
He might
list.
be in a flashback, but I don't think he's in the second one.
Maybe.
He definitely
I don't
gets
know
killed
why.
at the end because he gets killed looking at the sunlight with Chadwick, and he's
Yeah,
like, "I'm
they
finally
look
free
out
from my
over
chains."
Wakanda.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm finally
Yeah.
free from my chains, just like my ancestors should have been."
Well, it's one of the coldest lines in cinema history. Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors because they know it's better to be buried at sea than to live in chains.
Yep. No, that movie is just phenomenal, and yeah, that's all I'll say about it. That means it is Karsten next with.
You already know. Put it in S. Just put it in fucking S. We can move on.
Infinity War.
Infinity
There's no
War's a
discussion to be
banger.
had.
There's no banger. It's a
Yeah.
banger. It's
Yeah, that
fucking
movie's
Empire Strikes Back. It's up there with Empire Strikes Back. Get the fuck out of here. That's all I gotta say.
All right, fair enough.
No arguments.
No
That
arguments.
means
Movie
Eric
slaps.
gets Ant-Man again. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm trying to actually remember everything that happens in this one. I know a lot of what happens in it.
He gets stuck down in the quantum realm.
Let me look up this fucking movie. I don't remember anything about it.
And
I'm trying
maybe
to
that
remember
tells
who the
you all you
bad-
need to
like,
know.
who the villain was in the
I have
movie.
no idea. Fucking zero idea who the villain is. I don't remember.
The villain is the assassin lady who can like phase through walls and shit.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember her name right now, but yeah.
I remember some really good parts of the movie, but like it's not it the plot itself didn't imprint on my mind very well. So
I remember enjoying it, but the fact that I can't
Yeah,
tell you anything
same.
about that fucking movie is probably not a good sign.
That's the problem I'm having is I know I enjoyed the movie. I can remember a lot of fun parts, but I can't. It's not sticking to me, so I can't like rate it super high. So I'm torn between C and B.
Even reading the summary doesn't fucking tell me anything. It helps me not at all.
I think I'm gonna put it in B because I know I remember enjoying it a lot. It's probably something I need to rewatch, honestly.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That means Ben, you have the first F movie. I mean, I'm sorry, Captain Marvel.
You already said it. You know where it's going. This thing's inventing a tier at the bottom. Put it in an M
I
tier.
Put it in D. Like the Captain Marvel. The problem with the movie is that the Captain Marvel parts of the movie just suck something fierce.
That's literally the name of the movie.
I know,
That's
but
80%
the parts
of
with
it.
Samuel L. Jackson are so good.
Yeah, but that doesn't save the movie. I'm perfectly...
That's why I would put it in D tier, not F. But like, I'm fine with it in F. I think that role was one that Samuel L. Jackson played really well. It was ruined by the rest of the terrible Marvel parts.
I know I tried to get through it all the way multiple times, and I'm pretty sure I did, but I can't remember. That's how bored I was with this movie, is that it took multiple attempts to get through basically any of it.
Next is Ben.
Nope, I was Marvel.
Sorry. You were Marvel?
I was Captain Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, he did Captain Marvel. You're on Endgame.
I'm putting that at S, and I'm not arguing it.
Yeah, no, let's just keep it moving. We already fucking know.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with either A or S. I'm totally fine with S.
It's an S. If you want to use anything to lower it to L, use my thing
No,
to bring it back to
no.
S.
Like I said, I'd be fine with it at either A or S. I don't care.
Yeah, they were on a heater.
The Spider-Man
This
Far
one-
From Home.
I'm gonna put this in S tier, and here's why. It handles the ending of Avengers Endgame beautifully, with Edith being Tony's last gift, and it also kind of sets up. It gives Spider-Man a true Spider-Man like conflict when Mysterio fucks him over at the end. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it's also the first time that they deal with the city hating Spider-Man, which is a flip-flop a lot of the times.
Well, he's not
from the comics and other
in
movies.
that one.
What?
He's not hated
Yeah,
now, and at the end of the movie, he becomes hated.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I will also say the fact that J.K. Simmons is J. Jonah Jameson in every every Marvel Cinematic Universe très magnifique.
First off, Jake Gyllenhaal is a fucking treasure, viewed that way in everything that he does. And Mysterio is one of my favorite villains in the Spider-Man universe. And that movie fucking rocked. S is perfectly great. If I could put it at S++, I would. It might be my favorite Marvel movie of all time.
It's a real good movie.
That means Eric is next with Black
get cursed with
Widow.
That.
Oh man, I might have to use a bump here.
Problem is, like, I like the characters, and I think there's some really funny parts of the movie, but I think the movie is just not well put together and not well told. I'm gonna put it at C.
Ooh, that's low. Yeah, I would have put it at B personally.
I'm very torn. Like what they did to Taskmaster is truly
It's
absolutely
criminal. It's
unacceptable.
criminal.
It's criminal. Criminal is appropriate.
They're gonna fix it in Thunderbolts. They're gonna fix it.
Yeah, but
They
like
fucking better.
Man, it was criminal what they did. But also Florence Pugh is in it, which instantly raises up a couple letter grades. And the movie's just fun.
I just don't think it was very well told, and it felt not super exciting. There were a lot of good points in it and funny things, but like there's just so many things against it in my mind.
I think just because of what they did to Taskmaster, I can't raise it up any higher than. So I'm not touching it. So that means Ben or Karsten, y'all doing anything with it?
Nope. Go ahead.
No, I'll hold mine.
That means Ben is next with Shang-Chi.
This is going in A.
Man, thank God.
Yeah.
The amount of people that don't
in my
like
mind,
that
that's either A or S.
The amount of people that don't like that movie is crazy to me.
It's insane. That movie is so good.
It's a very good movie.
It's a hard story to tell, especially with characters that most people don't know very well.
Yeah.
That movie's fun as fuck.
Yeah. Like, that movie is easily A or S tier in my mind. If you had even thought about putting it lower than A, I would have had to use my last thing. Thankfully, I don't.
I was contemplating S because as far as like from this point on, there's not a lot of stuff that comes anywhere near S tier. There's quite a few things that are in A, and there's a couple that are knocking on that door of S tier for sure. But there's also quite a few rough ones in there. So I'm not gonna give it any pity points for doing well in a down cycle.
All right. So Shang-Chi at A, nobody's moving it?
Nope.
All right. That means I'm next, correct?
Yep, on the Eternals.
Eternals is a movie that gets a lot of fucking hate, and I've never fully understood why. The movie's fun. It doesn't really add anything to the MCU, but it's a fun movie. I'm gonna put it at C.
I mean, that's fair. It was fine. The problem was Marvel was coming off of this heater, and 2 fine movies in a row felt like the world was ending. So that's why it gets so much hate for being "quote unquote" bad.
What do you mean by 2?
Also, if the
because it followed Black Widow.
It followed Shang-Chi.
Oh.
What was what's the primordial? Are they called primordials? What are the big guys called?
Eternal. Oh, Celestials.
Celestials. A celestial body that formed would have already torn the earth apart and killed as many or more people than the snap did.
Yeah, now we're getting into physics, and I don't think that's smart. jam.
Yeah, yeah.
They could have gotten the same effect
Marvel's
without having to form the body that aggressively. But go on.
Marvel's much more in the realm of like space-time, fabric of time and space thing than they are in the physics
I
realm.
understand that, but like there's still a degree of realistic you need to have implemented with
No, you don't.
in
No, you
that.
don't. No, you don't. Absolutely not. It's a
Yes.
comic book movie. Like, fuck that. No. Uh, this is,
The powers and what they can do is all that, but like the Earth is still finite. It's not reinforced in any way. It's not like there's certain things in my mind that you can't if you don't explain with some sort of something, you can't do stuff like that with. But go on.
I mean, here's the thing: is like they needed someone to introduce the Celestials because if they want to keep this thing going, the Celestials become very important. And although they did it in the Guardians of the Galaxy ride as well, it like most people are never going to ride that roller coaster. So
Yeah.
you kind of had to put it somewhere.
Oh, I agree. I agree. The Celestials being introduced in it is fine. It's just the part where he starts erupting from the planet. Not only is that head much smaller than a celestial head would be, but if it was that formed already, it still would have done irreversible damage to the planet.
I think I look at it from the point of view of this is not our Earth. The rules are different, and I'm willing to just accept whatever they're feeding me.
Nope.
Fair enough.
And that's the clip.
That means Karsten is next with Spider-Man No Way Home.
You know where this is going. Put it in S. This is a banger.
It sure is.
It's a banger. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield.
The fact that they managed to keep that under wraps so that it was only a light rumor up until the point where it all got announced was a miracle. Like, that's truly astonishing to me that they managed to keep the lid on that one as long as they did.
So No Way Home at
that makes sense.
Anybody want to fucking move that down?
No.
Cool. Good.
Not in a million years. In fact, I want to bump it up.
That was Karsten that puts No Way Home in S. That means we have Eric with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, this movie was all the freaking over the place. Problem is, I like Doctor Strange a lot, but this movie was tough.
Me too.
I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people made it out to be, though.
No.
I think I'm gonna put it in B.
That's kind of where I was hoping you'd put it. My problem with this is that, like, because of the existence of the multiverse, it has just turned a lot of more modern Marvel movies into, like, you need a thesis paper to understand some of them. Like, you had to have watched 43 movies to have the backstory to understand any of the shows or movies that are coming out now where they're jumping between these goofy timelines. And for, like, the like average viewer who will probably have missed a couple of them, keep up with any of that or understand what's going on or not feel lost. And then it just kind of, you're grinding half of your audience out because they don't know, like, they don't feel like welcome anymore because they don't know what's going on.
Every time I go see a new Marvel movie, I pretty much have to load up a YouTube video that explains to me the last thing that happened in the last 10 movies.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's not the way it should be. That's not the way it should. That's not how it used to be, but now it is. And, like, to me, that's a problem. And, like, that all started with this.
Yeah.
And that's not solely on this one, but.
All right, so Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness at B. Anybody want to change that?
Nope. Well, I said it, so I'm not changing it.
All right, that means, Ben, you have Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Thor, Love, and Thunder, we'll put in a B tier, honestly. It's not bad. It's not great. It's a very fine movie, and that's...
I'm using my... I'm lowering that shit.
That's fine.
I'm dropping it down to C.
That's fine. I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't a great movie particularly. So I'm good with C.
So Thor: Love and Thunder at C because I dropped it 1. Anybody else want to do anything to it?
Nope.
Okay. Wakanda Forever. It is not the original Black Panther.
It's not.
It is not nearly as good.
It's still very good.
Going to put it at C.
Nah, it's going to be. Fuck that.
Are you?
I was gonna say I would have personally put it at B, so I'm fine with that.
Oh my god! I almost want to bump it one more.
I if I hadn't used my other point earlier, I probably would have put it in A. What Ryan Coogler pulls off with what happened to that cast and what that movie means as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, it deserves to be at least an A tier. Now, unfortunately, I cannot bump it further.
I agree. Like what he did with what he had was extremely good, but as a movie overall, I think B is where I would personally set it.
I'm fine with B. I'm okay with it being moved up. All right. So next is Karsten with Ant-Man Quantumania. Sorry, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
Put that shit in F.
What?
I
It
That's
belongs in F.
I do not like this film.
Karsten.
I'm not saying
That's-
it's the best. It's definitely the worst Ant-Man film, but I don't think I'd put it in F.
no. You know I would have put it at D or low C.
You
F
can.
feels really low,
You can
but
put it
yeah.
at D. You
I'm
have the
also
option.
at the same time. Well, no. Like after thinking about it more, I don't think it's really done enough to prove it doesn't deserve an F. So I'm happy to let that one sit where
Yeah.
it belongs.
I would have gone with D or C as well, but I don't think it. I don't think it deserves an F. Compared to the only other F that we have here, it might as
Yeah.
well be S plus.
No. They're on
Compared
the same level.
to Captain Marvel,
They're on the same fucking level for me.
no way.
Yes.
I don't know
Captain
that I'd put
Marvel
them on the
was a
same
dumpster
level.
fire on a barge of dumpster fires.
Didn't you draft Captain Marvel in a previous draft?
No.
Yeah, for Samuel Jackson.
Eric with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Straight into S. All the Guardians
Dude,
slap.
I was like, I thought you were going to say straight into F, and I was about to just quit out of the Discord.
No, all the Guardian movies slap super hard. I would say the second one's probably the weakest by a little, but they're so good. They're just so well done, and they're so fun.
That means Ben with Deadpool and Wolverine. Wherever you put it, Ben, it's going to go down one spot, I guarantee.
Ben's on the Marvels.
No, I have the Marvels.
Oh, the order is different. Oh, okay.
I would love to take Deadpool and Wolverine, but unfortunately, that is not the order it lied in. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't see this movie. I had no interest in watching this movie, and nothing I've seen has made me want to watch this movie. I've seen some people say it's okay, but also I looked it up on everything, and it didn't do well either. And just given that, I'm gonna fucking throw it into F tier. I don't know. It's
the first time I heard of this movie was when I was doing a count to see which ones I had to vote on.
literally 45 minutes ago.
That's so funny. Holy shit. Yeah, I watched the first half hour and then stopped.
Go on to the next one.
Is Deadpool versus Wolverine. I'm going to put it at B because I know it's going to get lowered to C. And if I put it at C, it would be just lowered to D, and I can't have it at D. Put it at B. It's funny, but it's not the best comedy, and it kind of just drags on.
Bump.
All right, Eric, uses his bump.
The only one that's left on here is Captain America: New World Order, which I haven't seen, so I don't have an opinion. So I'm using my bump to put it back up to B.
Oh, I was hoping you were putting it down to D. The storytelling, and the action scenes and all that are not the problem I have with Deadpool.
You just don't like Deadpool for his
I
fourth
can't
wall breaking.
stand looking at the camera and making sure that we understood that he told a joke.
Yeah, but that's
I get it.
the
You told a
entire
joke.
purpose
I
of the
understand.
character.
There's ways to break the fourth wall without every single one of those breaks being, did you get my joke? Did you get my hilarious, awesome joke? It's so funny, guys. It's so fucking funny. I love this joke.
The literally for the when the moments where they first go into that what was the name of that dimension that they went into where everyone was?
The end.
Is that what it was
I
called?
think they
The
call
end?
it the end. It's where the stupid creature eats everything.
I don't know, the Mad Max world, basically,
Yeah,
that they
what
even
about
literally
it?
call the Mad Max world. The moment when they go there and they meet what's his name? Who Johnny Storm, but who they think is Captain America, is one of the funniest things they could have done with that. Because no one was thinking it at first because of the relevancy and like recency of Captain America. They're all like, "Oh, there's like a different Captain America here," and to bring back the callback for the Flame On and the genuine reaction of like what now was purely fantastic. And then on top of that, when like they finally get there and like Deadpool starts talking about everything that he was saying about her or whatever, and she kills him. And then it's revealed in the credits that he actually did say exactly all those things. It's so incredibly funny that like that alone for me like justifies minimum C tier.
That's a good way
like,
of breaking the fourth
it only
wall.
goes up there.
Yeah, like that's a great part, and that's a good way of breaking the fourth wall. I just can't stand. And granted, this one was the best out of the three of them for not doing what I hate. If this had been the first one, I would. If the first one had been on this list, I promise you, I would have saved both my votes to get that as low as possible. Because 60% of that fucking movie is him telling me that he told a fucking joke.
Eric does not.
And I'm sick of it.
All right.
Oh my
In
God.
last place, and it's Karsten with Captain America: Brave New World.
I hate that I have to give this a C tier. I love me some Anthony Mackie. I think he does a great job as the new Cap. The problem with the movie is this is supposed to be a Hulk movie, and it's clear this is a sequel to the Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
That they just decided to make a Cap movie to get this out of the way, so they could actually get back to whatever they want to do with the new set of MCU.
I think they were just scared that Hulk movies notoriously sell so poorly that it would flop if they called it the Hulk.
I have a different issue with it.
I will before we move on, I got to give Marvel credit for holding on to the leader that fucking long and still making the callback to the original Incredible Hulk with him as the leader and with Thunderbolt Ross as Red Hulk. I actually think that part of it's cool, but the rest of it I'm kind of like, whatever.
Yep.
I think that movie, if you go into it with no knowledge that Red Hulk is in that movie, it is way fucking better. They did themselves a huge disservice by showing way too much in the trailers and ruining the entire fucking plot.
I disagree because I think the leader's a big enough surprise for people that have been with the MCU since the beginning to see the fact that we thought like the Incredible Hulk movie happened, but they just didn't talk about it. For them to confirm, like, no, that all of that shit happened, all of it, and it's still impactful. It's great world building. I just don't think they stuck the landing, and it sucks because, like I said, I think Anthony Mackie. The one thing I don't want them to do, and I don't think the Russos will do this, is to backpedal on Captain America being Anthony Mackie because he is great as Captain.
I doubt they would. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, especially if they're full blown willing to dump Kang over instead of changing the actor. I don't think they're gonna back out on.
So this completes our ranking of the MCU. Is there anything on this list that you feel is a travesty and should not be where it is?
Scanning.
Man,
Deadpool can go down.
Because of that, we're moving it up.
I think Wakanda Forever should be higher, but that's just me. I am willing to let that slide only because, and I mean only because,
The first one's an S.
yes.
I'm willing to let Wakanda Forever go up if Deadpool can go to D.
No, we're not. No.
I can't make that compromise.
Deadpool belongs in C. And that specific Deadpool belongs in C.
No.
The other ones I think belong lower, but that specific Deadpool belongs in C.
I very much disagree. I think
I'm sure there's a lot of people that do, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are wrong.
I think all of the Thors should probably be at C or under. I think Incredible Hulk is one too high. Those are the only ones that I would change.
So what we're landing on is that we actually built a perfect list, and no one's allowed to have a differing opinion.
I'm good with that. This is a perfect list. If you disagree, tell us why we're wrong.
Axel, what's your IP again? Let me just take control of your computer for a second and make one little adjustment.
Is the adjustment movie?
No. One up. You can go one up. No, one down.
Oh, one up?
No.
All right, now the list is perfect.
Five down. So five. Okay, one more down.
Yeah, I think we did a good job here, guys. And
so, thank you all for taking the time and doing this today. Certified Bad Takes. We did our best, and by best, I mean chaotic and emotional. We'll see you next week with a new fun draft.